Hello yogis, welcome back to day 4 of the Yoga for Complete Beginners series. So today we're going to get started standing up. We'll find mountain pose. So just come to stand with your feet right under your hips. You can lift your toes and then spread them as wide as you can and just slowly relax them back down. You can keep your gaze soft if you'd like. And then just rock a little too far forward onto your toes and a little too far back onto your heels. Now find the middle way between those two extremes. Maybe take a deep breath here. Remembering that ujjayi breathing, that fogging the mirror breath that we learned in the first video. And from here, just gently lift up through your legs. Very, very gently drop your tailbone down, finding kind of a neutral with the pelvis. So go ahead and tilt your hips back and then tuck them way under. And again, just find that middle way. Gently tighten your belly, hugging your belly button towards your spine just slightly to support your spine. From here, lengthen through your spine, lift your shoulders up by your ears, roll them down your back and release down. Spin your palms to face forward, again opening the heart. And just very slightly tuck your chin. Grow another inch or two through the back of the neck. Feel free to rest your eyes closed here and just take 2 breaths. Standing tall in your mountain pose. Knowing that just standing and breathing, you're doing yoga. No big deal. Nothing too scary. We'll take one more deep breath here. Breathing in deeply through your nose. And deeply out your nose. And release. We'll move into chair pose here. So go ahead and bring your big toes lightly to touch. Your heels can be just an inch or so apart. Almost like that mountain pose. And bring your hands to your hips. We'll go on and just sit your hips back like you're sitting in a chair. Chair pose. Now look down. Can you see your toes in front of your knees? If no, go ahead and draw your knees back a little bit. Maybe sitting a little deeper. Maybe feeling your thighs and your glutes start to warm up a little. Now look at your pelvis here and go ahead and stick your butt out as far as it'll go. Now tuck it under all the way. And again, just explore. Find that space between the two extremes. Find your middle way. Remember to breathe. And from here, now that we have a firm and stable foundation, you can play with lifting your arms up. Now take a moment here, try not to let your shoulders crowd your ears, but release them away. If you need to bring your arms out a little wider, more of a V, that's fine. Remembering to breathe here. Now notice if your ribs have started to flare out. Can you imagine knitting your rib cage together? Again, just to support your spine. Take one more breath here, check in with your knees. And exhale. Release. Maybe shake out your legs, shake out your arms, let the jitters go. And then we'll find that mountain pose one more time. Feet right underneath your hips. Standing tall in yourself. Remembering that yoga is less about standing on your head and more about standing on your own 2 feet. And from here, we'll move into Warrior Two pose. So bring your hands to your hips. Go ahead and step your left foot back a couple of feet. You can maybe about 3 or 4 feet, depending on how long your legs are. Now look at your back foot. Make sure your toes are pointing in at about a 45-degree angle towards the front of your mat. So this rotates your whole leg inward slightly. From here, hands still on your hips, bend into your right knee. You may need to adjust a little bit the distance between your legs. Just play with it, find what works for you. Draw your right thigh in, and from here, grow taller through your spine out of your hips, gently tightening your belly. Now roll your upper back open. Extend your arms parallel to the floor and gaze over your right fingertips. Take a minute here to reach way too far to one side and way too far to the other. And again, find your middle way. Now look down at your right knee. You can bring your hands to your hips again if you would like. And notice, can you see your big toe in front of your knee? If no, go ahead and turn your back toes in just a little bit more, and that'll help correct your knee so that it's tracking right over your toes. That protects our knees. We'll take 2 more breaths here in this Warrior Two pose. And then go ahead, just bring your hands to your hips, and we'll just swivel around to the other side. So your left toes point straight towards the back of your mat, or what is now the front of your mat. And look at your back toes. So first of all, bring your arch in line, your back arch in line with your front heel. So if you were gonna draw a line on the mat, they would connect. Now turn your back toes in, about a 45-degree angle towards the front of the mat. You can, again, adjust the distance between your feet as you need to. Hands on your hips, bend into your left knee. So maybe this doesn't feel right, you need to wiggle your toes out a little more, or shoot your back foot back a little more. Really focus on straightening this back leg and pressing down with the entire back foot rather than rolling forward. Really press all of your foot down. Take a deep breath in. Now from here, look down at your left knee. Can you see your big toe in front of it? If not, turn your back foot in just a little bit more so you can correct for that. We want to protect our knees. We only get 2 of them. And from here, twist through your upper body, opening out to the side. Arms lift parallel with the floor, and you can go too far forward and too far back. And then find your middle way. Gaze over your left fingertips. And notice here, if your shoulders feel really tight up around your ears, go ahead and turn your palms to face up. And just notice what that does for your shoulders. Releases them down. And from there, keeping your shoulders where they are, point your palms down. We'll take 1 more deep breath here in this Warrior Two pose. And exhale, release, straighten your leg. You can point your toes in and then just kind of walk your feet to the center of your mat. We'll set up for tree pose here, which is a one-legged balancing pose. So go ahead and find your Tadasana, your mountain pose, your feet parallel to each other. And from here, hands on your hips. Look slightly down in front of you at something that is not moving. And let's all take a very deep breath in. And let it out. Start to shift your weight over into your right foot. Really finding strength in that right leg. And just start to come up to the ball of your left foot. Your left knee kind of opens to the side slightly. You can draw your left heel in towards your right knee, your right ankle. So this is option one. Play here. Maybe lift your toes. Practice your balance. Really trying to keep your hips facing directly forward rather than open and out. Can make it really difficult to stand up. So whatever option you choose, gently tighten your belly. Grow a little taller through your spine. Release your shoulders away from your ears. Remember to breathe. It's a lot, but just do what you can and don't worry about the rest. You can always drop your toes back down if you would like. Maybe bring your hands to your heart center for a bit of a challenge. Or keep them at your hips. We'll take one more deep breath here. Maybe falling over, it's totally cool. Just come back into it. And then release. Shake it out. Shake out any judgments you might be holding about how good or not so great you are at balancing. Don't worry about it. It's just yoga. And then we'll find our feet in that mountain pose again. Find the strength for our mountain. Bring your hands to your hips. Breathe in and out. And start to shift your weight into your left toes. Drop your gaze slightly down at something in front of you that is not moving. It's easier to balance when you're looking at something that's not moving. From here, turn your right knee out a little, coming onto the ball of your right foot. Maybe draw your right heel in towards your ankle. Maybe this is it for you today. This is a beautiful expression of tree pose, just working on finding your balance, strengthening your standing leg. From here, tighten your belly just a little bit and lengthen a little taller through your spine to support yourself. Maybe you lift your toes to your ankle, really pressing into your standing leg with the full length of your foot. And again, try to keep your hips forward. Perhaps your hands come to your heart. One more deep breath, you've got it. Maybe you fall, it's totally cool. And exhale, release, and just shake it out. Wiggle your legs. And we'll go through all these poses that we just learned just to refresh our memory. Just a quick little yoga flow here. So find your mountain pose, feet underneath your hips. Tighten your belly and roll your heart and palms open. One breath here. And from here, we'll go ahead and find that chair pose, big toes touch, heels apart, knees bend, sitting into your chair. Your knees come together to touch lightly. Coming back up to stand, just step your left foot back about 4 feet. Toes turn in slightly. Straight back leg, bend into your right knee. Arms come up, warrior two. Gaze over your right fingertips. Open your heart sideways. Remember to breathe as we draw our hands to the hips. Just go ahead and spin your feet to the other side. So left toes point to the short side of your mat. Back toes point in. Back legs stay straight. Bend into your left knee, maybe adjust the length of your stance if you need to. Open your heart sideways. Arms come out to the sides. Really press down with all of both of your feet. Feel all of it on the ground. Release your shoulders down from your ears. One more deep breath. Hands come to your hips. Point your feet forward and we'll come into tree pose briefly. Not as long as the last time, don't worry. Shift your weight into your right foot. Gaze down at something not moving. Spin your left knee out. Maybe stay here. Maybe lift your left toes and press your foot against your standing leg. Maybe not. Maybe wobble, maybe not. Hands come to the front of your heart for a little balance challenge. One breath. Ooh. And release. Shake it out real quick. Just set up for the other side. Left foot plants firmly into the mat. Turn your right knee out. Keeping your hips squaring forward. So if your knee draws back in a little, that's cool, don't worry about it. Maybe you lift your toes and press them against your standing leg. Growing a little taller through your spine, tighten your belly. If you'd like a balance challenge, bring your hands in front of your heart. One more deep breath. And release. Shake it out. Wiggle out your feet. All right, yogis, thank you for meeting me for day 4 of this beginner series. Come back and practice with me for day 5. Namaste. Lungs for your body. And just pause for a moment in child's pose.